Hey guys, oh, that's gonna leave a mark. Oh, there goes a big gash on the old kneecap. Anyways, as I was saying, hey guys, Mr. Hollow Point here, down in the old basement of mess. Don't be looking there. As I come back from my trips, stuff gets piled up, and that's where it goes. The most important thing is the information that's brought. So, dawned on me that I never finished up the 13-inch Zeus upgrade or alteration from the 32-inch. I've got the mountain metal chassis put on and muzzle brake, barrel band, the whole setup, but I never actually did any shooting. So I just thought, it's like, you know what, let me get on this and see what we can do here. So got the 16-inch barrel kit from Terry Fox at Fox Air Power, and we've got that on. Again, I got the chassis set up for mountain metal, and you have to provide your own pistol grip and your own shoulder piece. So there's so many different combinations of what people want. They just leave it to you to figure out what you want to deal with. Still standard 4,500 PSI fill. Generally with the shorty, you're looking at two shots. What I call quality shots. I just got a small AccuShot scope on there that Terry sells. I threw a laser on there on the side just for grins, because I like to have just as a backup if something goes wrong with your scope. Just as you're there, you still got a green dot you can put on your animal. And if you remember my pork slam video from 2024, that laser saved me and I was able to shoot my pig because the ATN crapped out on me. So, backup's always nice to have. Oh, short little setup, nothing huge, nothing major, but it's the 58 caliber, and we're going to test 3 different bullets here, the 435, the 475, and the 520. These Zeuses seem like slightly longer slugs, a little slower, but more accurate with the longer lead. So that's what we're going to set up, and we're going to juice this up and do some shooting over the chronograph and get you some numbers. Okay, let's put the old earplugs in. Okay, 435. Let's take a third shot. What the heck? That's pretty good. I mean, for a short setup, it's not bad. We'll fill her up and do it again. bit slower, but of course it's a heavier bullet. But still the numbers are solid. All right, so now the big 520. I've got a lot bigger bullets, but the speeds just get so slow, you know, with this power level. So 520 about as much as I want to go for normal stuff. Now on this, the third shot is just going to be a waste at this point. I mean, for drop, because this 520 is sucking up some air. Yeah, 675 to me is just too slow. But you know, if it's a Hail Mary and you've already shot your pig twice and now you run up on it and you got to put one more in the rib cage, it'll work. It's just, you know, I think definitely 2 shots is your average. So, yeah, I got about 2,800 PSI in my 2 tanks. But remember, with the booster pump, I'm pushing this to 4,500. So what you're hearing is the piston goes forwards, it's squeezing a small amount of air up into the air tube of the rifle. And it can't go backwards. A one-way check valve is preventing it from going backwards. So, I will say, Mountain Metal has got an awesome, just custom designed muzzle brake setup for the 58 and the 72, and it's designed and angled to help keep the recoil down. You know, instead of the muzzle brakes pop at the bottom and dust and it flies up, this is helping, I don't know, aerodynamically trying to keep the muzzle flip on the down low, not the down low. So I'm very happy with it. Ain't no ditty going on here, brother. Ain't no ditty. This is pure air gun, pure awesome only. So yeah, these tanks are about to be, I'm going to have to fill them up. They're running low. Almost. So, that is good for numbers, brother. See what else I can think of. Right. Let's do a 435 into that ballistic gel. Okay. Wow. Dead center on that block. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Went all the way to here, and then with the when the bubble closed, it came back. But that's close to 10 inches of penetration. And look at that. I don't know, can you see that there? Look at that. That's flattened out like a 50-cent piece. Yeah, let's try to dig that out. We'll see what we can do here with the long nose pliers. Let's see. That's the problem when you shoot dead center. You gotta dig deep. Come on. There it is. Whoa. It's like giving birth. Boy, look at that. Flattened out. So that's the 435. That's what it looks like normal. So that is a pretty good bullet for deer and pigs, hands down. That's a sweetheart. Whoa, stay right there. Come here, you. All right. Excellent, gentlemen, excellent. Okay, guys, so wrapping up the little indoor power testing. As you can see, it's a short little power-packed Zeus. Zeuses have always had a lot of juice to them. So, again, it's a tool for a job. So, is this, a 150-yard rifle? Not in my hands. But it's a good 50 to 75-yard brush gun that's going to break anything in front of it, especially with those big honking slugs. So, as you can see with the shooting, it's basically, 2 good shots with a third Hail Mary. So, the lighter bullet, the 435, the first shot was 926 feet a second. That's screaming pretty good. 828 foot-pounds. The 475, of course, 40 grains heavier, 890 feet a second, 835 foot-pounds. So it's just 5-6 foot-pounds heavier in power, even though you're losing about 30 feet a second top end. So that's kind of what you want to play with. Both bullets are awesome. I've killed a lot of animals with the 435 and the 475. And then the heaviest was the 520. Now that did drop quite a bit. That brought us first shot down to 813 and gave us 763 foot-pounds. Still, we're above 700, but it's not, we're not, again, it's a tool for a job. If you want a heavier bullet, that's fine. But I would suggest the 520s, maybe in the longer, the 32-inch barrels. And then, of course, the speed between shots is pretty big. It's definitely not a gun that is going to be clover leafing. I've already shown that in all the big Zeus videos we've done. But if you've got a scope with mil dots, you'll know the first shot's here, the second shot's here, the third shot's there. You'll know how to adjust, and lift it up just a little bit up or down. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the muzzle brake on here from Mountain Metal. It really focuses that shot, keeping the barrel from flipping and jumping, even though I'm using the lead sled. So, again, this was sent to me from Terry Fox at Fox Air Power. Any questions about this rifle? If you're looking for a short brush gun and you don't want to deal with the 72, this 58 is a great intermediate. It's a great mid-size, 16-inch. It's easy to move and tote around, throw it in the back. Like I said, with the Mountain Metal kit, It's up to you on what you want to do with your shoulder piece and, you know, your pistol grip. You could spend $500, you know, on a mag pull on a couple of pieces. That's not that now. I mean, this is, I don't know, $37 from Cheaper Than Dirt, and this, I don't know what, $18 or something off Amazon. So you don't have to spend a fortune unless, you know, you've got Donald Trump bucks and you want to spend a fortune. Again, all of this you can pretty much pick up rifle-wise, scope, Fox Air Power. Bullet-wise, same thing. You can get bullets at Terry's, or you can contact me direct, Mr. Hollow Point, for slugs. And I think that's about it. Now we just got to go out at 50 yards and get her tuned on the button. So that way, if we decide to drop a pig with this, we're going to double lung it right through the Baconator. So that's it. Again, short little power testing video. Not a whole lot of fun. But I did shoot that ballistic gel. You got to see that. We set that up with the slow-mo, and it really does a job. You can tell the power output on this is fantastic. So, again, I'm not a paper puncher. I don't swing that way. I'm a hunter, and I want to do as much damage internally as I can on an animal, and that's why I create these awesome hollow points. So you know that you're blowing those lungs up and turning the insides into jello. That animal's not going to run very far. Full pass-through with a little old solid, no blood trail, barely any damage. Easier to find an animal with a hollow point that's just turned the insides into gelatin. So, enough promoting myself. Mr. Hollow Point says thank you for watching, a.k.a. Robert Vogel. And any questions, you know where to find me, guys. Thanks a lot.